And now number 3, bylaw to regulate the setting and maintaining of open air fires. Councillor Oosterhoff.
Thank you, Mayor Patterson. And yeah, not a lot to say there, but I just appreciate the work that has gone into it. And I appreciate the fire chief's involvement and how they engaged the community. I thought was very effective and willing to listen and to be flexible on this. And I understand that it's up to the fire chief actually to any fires at all. And so when he educated us, we really understood a lot as well. And so what I really appreciated about this work and this bylaw was that it did recognize the two areas, the urban and the rural area, which was very helpful. And I've actually had the farming community reach out to me and express thanks for that kind of thing, so that they could actually do the work that they needed to do. And do we actually have one of the fire chiefs here? We do. Okay, I don't see. Okay, hello, Mr. Fire Chief Armstrong. How are you? The question I had just yesterday was related to farms are allowed to have more than one fire. If it's is that because you had a certain size with so many meters of fire for brush? Is that what it was? I think. How did you end on that one? Did I miss that?
Through you, Your Worship, we were able to increase the size of a rural fire substantively, and anything that was in excess of that size was also subject to the potential for an inspection. So we were very flexible with the rural fires, and we wanted to make sure that it was just being conducted in a safe way. If somebody wanted to have a fire that was larger than the prescribed fire in the bylaw, we would certainly work with that resident to make that happen as safe as possible.
Well, that's excellent. And I just wanted to reiterate what I've heard through the rural community and the appreciation from Rural Advisory 2 and coming twice, and that kind of engagement and recognizing the differences between the urban and the rural area and embracing that and facilitating that was commendable. And I want to thank you for the work that you've done.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Chappelle.
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. My question is really about chimeneas and those small little backyard, little open fire event systems. Does this require now to have a permit, and will that type of urban fire pit be permitted in the City of Kingston underneath this new bylaw?
Through you, Your Worship, yes, it would be. It's as long as the appliance is approved within that zone, which would be the zone 2 of the bylaw. Obviously, as was raised in the arts reputation at the Arts Committee, was really around the fire. If it was becoming a nuisance to the neighbor, we would certainly have a visit and try to resolve that issue in a way that was flexible and would seek compliance through voluntary measures. However, if the fire continued and it was a nuisance, no matter whether it was in a approved container or just in a fire pit, we would certainly make that enforce that compliance and make that fire go out.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Bohm.
Thank you, Your Worship, and through you, I just want to thank Chief, you and your team for the effort on this. I know that there was quite a bit of consultation, and I was wondering if you could just touch on what seems to be a preference coming from the community, which is that there's always the education component first in any changes on this. I was wondering if you just briefly touch on that.
Part of our appraisal in the bylaw, through you, Your Worship, was really the fact that you can't have a fire in a community without establishing a bylaw. So the Council of Municipality needs to establish a bylaw that permits these types of fires. Obviously, we've had past internal practices that has allowed informally fires since 2013. Having said that, we understand that there will be a period of time where we'll work with the community to transition towards a deeper understanding of the requirements in both the rural zones and the urban zones of the City of Kingston. and we look forward, very much look forward to that engagement with the community. I'm very proud of staff. They did 12 weeks of public engagement, and we were aided by cultural services and communications and customer experience staff. So we did a really deep dive into the community around the needs, while also respecting that in doing so, we wanted to have it as safe as possible. An unintended consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic was that more people were at home enjoying their properties and having these types of fires, which increased, almost doubled our responses to complaints. So we feel that this bylaw will not only be a vehicle for compliance, but a vehicle for education, and we intend to do that over the next year.
Chief, I know that any change is naturally resisted, but this is a testament to how to do change properly, and you and your team did a great job on that. On behalf of the community, I've had so many different comments that have been passed on them. They truly enjoyed the process, and they really bought into the process that they brought forward here. So thanks again for your effort on this.
Thank you. I mean, all credit goes to the staff and Chief Fire Prevention Officer Ted Pozadowski and Deputy Chief Donaldson worked with the community. We actually had a very good relationship and consultation with our Indigenous community, and we learned a lot, and we feel those learnings will continue over the next 12 months to respect sacred and ceremonial fires.
That's great. Thank you, Chief. So with that, we will call the vote then on Clause 3. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried.